Hey YouTube, this is Nashtaters. Welcome back to another episode of World Divisions. So today is Thursday, and normally I tend to come up with topics that seem to be very stimulating or interesting, or maybe I'm doing some unit reviews, or maybe I'm talking about something that's more of like a current event in the game. But I'll be honest, there isn't just a lot to talk about this week. I could be reviewing one of these new units, but everyone's just working hard and trying to get them anyways. And since I don't really have access to any of the newer units, it really doesn't make sense to actually think about that right now. But however, today I really wanted to emphasize on something that I feel like is very important to me in this game. So let's go ahead and talk about that. So what I want to do today is I'm going to do a guild battle, but before I do that, I think it's important for people to understand that one of the biggest attractions of this game for me is the fact that there's a great sense of community. I think the fact that there are a lot of good content creators in terms of YouTube, there's a lot of people who are providing good information on Reddit, and there's going to be a lot of people who are providing information throughout different websites. And one of the major ones I use is ultimate.jp, which I think is a very good tool in terms of gauging some of the units and cards and equipment and things like that, and kind of make you think about how good they could be on your account. Now, in terms of community, I also feel like without having a solid, strong guild behind you, you don't really have a lot of presence in this game in terms of, enjoying certain aspect of it. Am I right? Now, I know obviously I'm a content creator, so I like to involve myself with a lot of events and activities and things of that nature to get the community involved and get the community to think about, something. If there's something's on their mind, get them to talk about it. And I think having a strong guild, I've learned that I can learn a lot from people, especially in these type of games. Like a strategy game, you think you may be really good at it, but end of the day, there are gonna be always people out there who probably is better than you, or who probably thinks outside of the box, or have other types of strategies that you can definitely take a good look at. And I think today what I'm going to do is I'm going to just go over a couple of the members in my guild. So I think you always want to begin from the top. We're going to start with Bodega. He's our current guild leader. And of course, the sub leader, one of the sub leaders is Fucus. And both Bodega and Fucus are the two people basically that recruited me to join their guild originally, which was La Costa Nostra. And for me, I feel like I didn't really have a sense of identity as a player yet, because I feel like, a lot of times I don't enjoy PvP. I don't really enjoy things that involves guilds, because most of the time you don't get anything out of it. So I decided to take a chance with these guys, obviously, because I didn't feel like running my own guild in this game, believe it or not. And it turns out these two guys are awesome. They're very supportive in terms of giving me good ideas, in terms of supporting ideas that I have, and of course are not afraid to give me criticism in terms of if they didn't like one of my ideas or whatever. And I think they've also helped me greatly to improve myself as a person. I think Bodega is one of those level-headed gentlemen who tends to think in terms of reservation about situations. For example, I recently saw the footage of Luna, and I jumped into Discord and I was like, I really don't like how she's just steamrolling everybody. And Bodega is thinking, well, you don't want to look at things from a negative perspective. Make sure you understand, there are other factors at play here, and we need to take a seat back and take a step back to view the whole picture before we make any final judgments. And lo and behold, a couple of days later, maybe a week later, we saw more footage showing that Luna can be subdued. And I think that's the beauty of this game, the balance. And I think ultimately I should have just taken a step back and not overreact to certain situations in the game when not all the information is presented to you. Even though that is something I try to, tell my viewership, don't overreact to situations, take the neutral route, and kind of wait and see what happens. And so definitely I feel like I'm learning a lot from him. And Fucus is just a really nice guy in terms of being very supportive, right? He's not the type of guy that will give you the negative perspective of things. And personally, I always enjoy that, because for me, I sometimes do tend to look at things from a negative perspective. I don't think I'm a negative person or a pessimistic person per se, but I think a lot of times, at least in my past experiences, in my younger days, in my youth, so to speak, I always feel like I need to prepare for the worst. because when you prepare for the best, you know, you're going to just set yourself up for fail. But I think now taking a neutral ground, taking sort of the middle ground, I think makes a lot more sense going forward as an aging adult. I think another great member that I really want to give a big shout out to right now, and by the way, I'm going to give a shout out to almost all the members, at least the ones that I've been getting to know a lot more on a personal level. I do want to give a shout out to Xander. He was the leader of Vendetta, the guild that we merged. And I think so far he's kind of like Bodega. He's very level-headed, very easygoing, and very easy to talk to. And he's very good in terms of, you know, answering your questions, giving you advice if it seemed very necessary. Hopefully I'll get to know Xander a lot more. But as far as I know, he definitely played a lot of Final Fantasy Brave Exvius. I think he was a big baller on that game. Let me see if I can find more. Here it is. So Tama is definitely one of the subscribers, I guess you could say he's definitely one of the followers on my channel pretty much since the beginning, I believe. And he's been pretty much there every step of the way in terms of supporting me and supporting the channel and of course supporting the game. I think he loves this game. I think he's a free-to-play player as far as I still know. And he's very level-headed. And a lot of times he's not afraid to say what's on his mind, because ultimately if someone is wrong, he's not going to, you know, he's not going to sit there and sugarcoat things, although he doesn't say it in a very mean way or anything. And I think he sees a lot of things from a perspective that perhaps many of us don't see from. And I think he's a big fan of PvP because he's always commenting on my PvP videos. There was another person I really want to talk about. Jabal, definitely another one of the original members in terms of supporting me in terms of on my channel. He was there since I took my baby steps onto YouTube. And I feel like he has been very, very good in terms of giving me advice and giving me suggestions and content creation. And I think ultimately he's one of those guys who's very loyal, and that's something you really want to have people by your side in terms of a guild, right? Because a guild ultimately is a team, and a team is ultimately what you want it to be. You know, a bunch of folks who are really loyal and who love and enjoy the same thing that you do. Now, Grave Cruelty is actually another member who was actively seeking for a guild. I told him, you know, more than welcome to come to our Discord and check out the guys and check out the girls and see if you enjoy this type of environment that we have created. And I think ultimately our environment that we have created is very receptive. Everyone's having a good time, laughing all the time. And I think we're very good at communicating with each other in terms of attacking people in guild wars and things of that nature. And people haven't been really afraid to give suggestions on defenses, reminding people to make sure you have your equipment and your cards and things like that. And I think that's good, because I know some people who are very sensitive might take those things personally, but I don't think you should, because ultimately it's about teamwork. It's about winning and moving forward together. And I think Grave is a great addition to our guild, and I think he's been doing an excellent job in terms of just being a really good person, actually. So I think I'll do another further parts of this series, mini-series I would like to call it. Basically, I will go and talk about more other folks who I've gotten to know a lot better. And I think recently I've been kind of busy with things, and I've been sick quite a bit, actually. And so I haven't really been engaging myself in Discord. But I plan to go back in and start having more conversations with other folks. And hopefully we'll do more featuring of some of these members in the future videos. Now, I think we're going to do is we're going to do a guild battle here. You know what? We're not going to look. We're just going to attack them before someone else takes over. So we'll see what happens here. And by the way, don't feel left out, guildies. I'm gonna be talking about everybody over the long scheme of things, right? If I didn't mention you in this video, obviously I'm gonna mention you in the future. It's not like one of those videos where I only make one video, right? So it looks like we're going against Orlando and Lucia. Yuck. And Agrius. All right. So Lucia, I generally speaking don't fear that much, but the fact that they have Agrius might make this a little bit tougher, because my two guys will not be able to break through that defense of Lucia. I mean, excuse me, Agrius. But maybe if I can get a stop it. So far, still good. Little Lita needs to start moving up, man. I don't know what she's doing. That was actually really good damage. Generally speaking, I don't do that kind of damage. I think Little Lita's sleeping. She keeps casting Protect on herself. I probably should have turned that off in hindsight. Too late today because I won't be able to do that. And that's your problem because now Little Leela is not going forward. I should be able to take him out. And hopefully Little Leela will get in range to resurrect my Agris, or else my next situation is not going to look too good. And there she goes with the heals. I think I'm going to lose 2 units here. Yeah, I am. I don't think he can get in range of me. Nope, not yet. So I should be able to kill him. I did, but unfortunately the mistake was I did not turn off the fact that I don't want Little Leela to be sitting there casting Protect all day long. But the other issue you'll run into is if Little Leela gets engaged too early, then she will start attacking because that's their priority in AI. And as a result, she will go ahead and get killed because she'll be within range. So I think I did alright that fight. Unfortunately, I did not want to lose any of my units, but that's the beauty of good defense, right? A good defense is they want to incapacitate your team as much as they could by taking out a bunch of your units. And therefore, you will have a much harder time in selecting to fight a different team. Now, I can approach this 1 or 2 ways. I can simply just not attack another team, sacrifice myself, and expose them. Or I can wait to see if there's like one dangling unit left over, kind of like this. I probably would be able to kill one of their units if they're only down to like a little bit of life. So maybe I'll just wait and see what happens. And I think that's good enough for me. I think I'm gonna end this video with some summons because I do have the last few summons from the free summons from Hiroki. So we'll go ahead and do that. And we don't want to drag this video too long, but we'll go ahead and do these summons. All right, let's go ahead and do them quickly. Nothing I really pray for or anything, you know, just kind of go with what you got, right? You take what the game gives you. Okay, I think I'm done with that Metal Giant though, because that's something I was working on pretty for a while because I want to make sure I had slash resistance. Adelar, very nice, very nice. Change? No. It's been kind of like the way for this account. Like I haven't gotten, I think, anything good in the last 60 pulls. And I think I got one more pull and hopefully we can go out with a bang. And thank you, Mr. Hiroki, for all these free stuff. Now, obviously, I've been getting a lot of new units, so I don't really need more new units. They're just going to sit there and do nothing anyways. There are some chances that these might change. So we'll see. As long as they're nice dupes like Finir, I would love to keep having more Finir cards. Sasha. And change. Nope. And there you go, ladies and gentlemen. That ends officially all of my free summons. And right now, I don't think I need to summon anything new until... I'm looking forward to a Fistman in the future. I think I do want to get Fistman because he's just so cool punching people in the faces. It's something very enjoyable in the games. And I think I'll talk about Christmas Venera and among other things tomorrow on Friday Free Thinking episode. I already got my script, I already got my plan, I already got my idea work going. So we'll see you guys tomorrow. And if you guys have any suggestions in terms of what you like about this video, go ahead and put in the comment section below. Remember, time is your most valuable resource, so spend it wisely. And as always, take care of yourself and all your loved ones. And remember, also your guildies, right? Take care of your guildies as well. Nashtaters, family out here. Peace.